Welcome to Ministry Moments YouTube and this broadcast every Friday, Lord willing, 3 o'clock Central Time. And so you make sure that you go ahead and subscribe, if you will. That way you'll get it automatically every week. Also, Ministry Moments YouTube, if you go there, there's a toolbox there of a lot of essentials and a lot of great helps to you, as well as this broadcast will be on there. And then also I do a blog every week. I just get a chance to just say what I want to say for every week. You don't miss that blog. You don't want to miss that at all. And but anyway, Ministry Moments YouTube, and we're doing a special for the rest of December. This will be broadcast on the 31st of December, and we're emphasizing Sunday school. And I talked about the power of Sunday school, and then talked last week about Sunday school and the emphasis on Sunday schooling, some details on it. But today, this is the last one now. And by the way, you can go to Independent Baptist Online College, and they'll tell you how, it'll prompt you how to do this. But you can, I taught a 13-week course on Sunday School Course 1. Then I taught another one, Sunday School Course 2, and then another one, Sunday School Course 3, a 3-credit course. And the first, though, is Sunday School Course 1, and you can take that entire course for $50. This is a tremendous savings of $50, but you got to do this before midnight tonight. If you fool around and don't do it, you're not going to be able to take advantage of it. And so this is a special for the Sunday School Course 1, which, by the way, you have to have before you can go to Course 2 or Course 3, obviously. But you can take the course for $50. It's a special. This is a December special, December 2021 special. Now, today, I want to talk to you about Teachers and Workers Meeting. Teachers and Workers Meeting. Teachers and Workers Meeting. This is very, very important. You cannot have an aggressive, growing Sunday school unless you understand what I'm going to teach today. And it has to be a part of the fabric, or it's just not going to work for you. All right. Teachers and Workers Meeting. Number one, schedule a weekly Teachers and Workers Meeting once a week. We chose Wednesday. Well, the house had it on Wednesday. We had it on Wednesday. We found it to work well because we had all of our children's choirs. I mean, from down little bitty ones all the way up, and they had their teen choir and all that, and that was organized. Well, that freed the adults up to be able to come to the Teachers and Workers Meeting. So we schedule it once a week. Now, those of you who are doing it once a month, I'm going to chide you a little bit here. I'm going to chide you. You've got to quit it. You can't do that. You say it's hard work. Oh, really? Well, we wouldn't want to do anything that's hard, would we? But you've got to do it every week. The successful churches that were successful in growing churches had a growing Sunday school. And I pitched this out at you last week. Let me kind of just rehearse it a little bit. Soul winning is when you cold turkey. We had well over 600 went every week. Cold turkey. Average 1,000 salvations a week. Cold turkey. Now, that's soul winning. But evangelism is a tool of the Sunday school. What do you mean? Well, when I was at First Baptist Church of Hammond, I worked at Wisconsin Steel, and I worked with people. I was 6-7 days a week. I worked all the overtime I could. I had a family to feed, and I got to know these guys. Well, I'd invite them to come, and I wasn't able necessarily to lead them to Christ, but they came to Sunday school. They came. Many of them got saved, and many got baptized, and thank God for it. But the soul winning is good. It's great. It ought to be. Total strangers, get them saved, pick them up, bring them to church, plug them into Sunday school class. But evangelism is where you know them. They're your neighbors. They're your family. They're your friends. They're your co-workers. And you're in their world and they are in your world. And as a result of that, it's easy to invite them to come and give them a chance, and they'll come. You may not be able to lead them to Christ, but they'll come to Sunday school for you if you're having a campaign or something. Or some topic being taught in Sunday school of interest to them. So schedule, it's important to understand the concept of those two words. Schedule a weekly meeting, Teachers and Workers Meeting. Number two, enlist those who are in soul winning meetings. If you're looking for superintendents, you're looking for teachers, you find, of course, the teachers, superintendents you get from your teachers, but keep your eye open. Because we kept records, we kept enrollment records of those who went soul winning and were active soul winner. We had 8 soul winning meetings, and Dr. Paul Duckett Jr. kept a roll of all of them. And that's what I would go to select that. All right. Number one, schedule weekly teachers and workers meeting once a week, every week of the world without fail. I was home on Wednesday night. I wasn't out preaching somewhere. I was home on Wednesday night, and I conducted that meeting because it was vital. All right. Enlist those who are already at soul winning meetings for your workers. Enlist those already giving tithes and offerings. Not necessarily know how much, but I would send it to the financial office and they would check yes or no. That's that simple. I would check with their Sunday school teachers, make sure they were faithful to their class, and then check with the soul winning and so on. I don't want to put somebody in a Sunday school teacher and say, you have to tithe. Now you're a teacher now. You have to go soul winning. No, it doesn't work that way. It's not you can't work it that way. All right. Number four, enlist those who are faithful church attendees. Number five, enlist those who have standards. That's where assistant pastors are in their home, the teachers are in their home, and they can tell you, yes, this family, boy, they love the Lord. They have standards, and it's obvious. Next, departmentalize Sunday school. I mentioned that last week. You've got to departmentalize and have a graded Sunday school program. You have to have. You've got to have grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, elementary, grade school, junior high, high school, teenage, college, and career. You've got to have departmentalize your Sunday school. Get it organized. All right. Number 7, enlist second mile. You say you haven't talked about meeting yet. I'm going to in a minute. If you'll just be patient. Number 7, enlist second mile members as superintendents. You want the second mile Christian to be the one that's the superintendents. You could choose them from your teachers who are faithful, have been there for a long time. And when you divide so that you can multiply, it's going to create a demand. You can go to your teachers and list them in to the second milers to be superintendent. They have to be. All right. Number 8, have a teachers and workers requirement sheet. Don't be afraid of it. Good grief. Put down there, and I had them sign it every January because things change and people change. So I had a teachers and get Brother Hiles' book, Sunday School Manual. That'll help you. All right. Number 9, have all sign it once a year. Every January, we do it again. Things change, people change. And I've had people come to and say, I'm sorry, I can't sign it this year. Would you sign it last year? Yeah, but they're backslid. Now, so it's very important. If you're going to keep the standards, keep the standards. If you're not going to have it, then that's up to you, but you'll answer to God for it. No Holy Spirit power without holy living, I'll tell you that. Our teachers and workers meeting, scheduled weekly, that's once a week meeting. Enlist those who are already also winning meetings for your teachers. Enlist those who are giving tithes and offerings as your teachers. Enlist those who are already faithful to church as your teachers. Enlist those who already have standards separated from the world. And your assistant pastors get in their home. Sunday school teacher gets in their home. There's nothing wrong with asking, tell me about that family. And they'll be glad to tell you. Departmentalize Sunday school. Departmentalize and grade your Sunday school. Elementary grades. Junior high, senior high, college, adult. You've got to have a departmentalized and graded Sunday school. Next, enlist second mile members, Sunday school teachers as superintendents. That's what you want. They've got to be second milers. All right. Have a teachers and workers requirement sheet. Have them sign that requirement sheet once a year. All right. Here we go. Here's the actual schedule for the meeting. First, a superintendent meeting with the pastor. First thing I did on Wednesday night is I met with the superintendents, myself, meet with the superintendents. That's where, number 2, pass out converts and decision slips from the previous week. We would have decision slips that were stapled. Secretaries would staple to different departments. I would hand it to them. Now, they would then, in turn, would hand that to their teachers that they were under. But first, you have a superintendent meeting with the pastor. Second, you pass out convert decision slips from the previous week. The next, the second general meeting with all was conducted by the pastor. Now, I meet with the superintendents. When I finish, that's a brief meeting, but I hand out all the decision slips and so on. Okay, got it? All right. The superintendents then would meet with their teachers. Then they would pass out those to their different teachers. All right, you got that? Then they would have the decision slip. They would put them on their visitation. They're going to go by and visit the people and get them plugged in. Some may have already been plugged in the Sunday school, but they haven't been, to plug them in. Then after that, okay, I meet with the superintendents. This is Wednesday night now. I meet with the superintendents. The superintendents meet with their teachers. I'm the adult superintendent, so I meet with the adult teachers. Okay, then after that, then the superintendents would meet with as I said, with the teachers. Then we would have a general meeting. Everybody would come together in the fellowship hall, and then I would teach the lesson for the coming Sunday. Maybe give some illustrations, some thoughts, a little nuance on it, and then we would hand out. Before that, in the superintendent meeting with the teachers, the Sunday school lesson for a Sunday week. That's Southern talk there, isn't it? Sunday week, so that they'd have it a week ahead of time and get a chance to go over it. Now, in that meeting with the superintendents and the teachers, all the records are accepted, all the reports are turned in, everything's turned in. Records are essential. You've got to constantly stay on the superintendents, for them to stay on their teachers, to make sure they have accurate records. At the bus ministry, if you're not careful, we had 40 routes. I know what I'm talking about. They come in and bring in 6 kids and no address on it. If you've got a small class, which is the emphasis here, then there's no reason why you can't figure out the address. The teacher should, instead of getting mad at the bus workers, and let the bus director do that, let the pastor do that. But go to work and find out where these kids are. Go to the bus captain, check some things out, but work hard to keep those records updated. And then, as I said, the superintendents meet with the teachers and then have all reports filled out and turned in. Now, we're talking about the teachers and workers meeting. So let's review. All right, by way, this is introduction here. Schedule a weekly, that's once a week. Ours was Wednesday night. We felt it was the best because we could have all the choirs and have them busy during that time. That frees up the adults. Next, enlist those. If you're looking for people to enlist as teachers, find those that are at the soul winning meetings. We kept roll. We had 8. We kept roll, every one of them. Pastor Duckett Jr. did that. All right. Enlist those who are already giving tithes and offerings. When we would select somebody from that list that Brother Duckett had, we would send it to the financial department. They'd put yes or no. Are they tithing or not? Didn't want to know the amount. All right. Next, and I'm not opposed to that, by the way. No, I'm not. Now, you little sissy britches preachers, listen to me. Your people go to the doctor. The doctor doesn't say, "Oh, I don't want to know your blood pressure, because that'll prejudice me against you." No, if I'm a doctor, I want to know your blood pressure, blood count, and everything else too. If you're going to come to me about financial problems, first thing I'm going to do is check see if you're tithing or not. All right. Enlist those who are faithful church attendees. Enlist those who have standards. That's where your assistant pastors can get, your deacons can visit with them. Their teacher at the time could let you know about the standards. Then you've got to departmentalize and grade Sunday school. You've got to departmentalize and grade Sunday school. Get Brother Howe's book on the Sunday school manual. Get it. You've got to have it. Go to Berean Publications. You can get it there. Departmentalize and grade at Sunday school is essential. Next, enlist second mile people as superintendents. The people that are going to be superintendents got to be second milers. They're going to come from your teachers, most likely. And those who have been faithful for a long time. And of course, you want classes small. Keep the classes small. Here's the thought. If a guy's running 20, don't push him to run 30. Take 10 away from him, divide the class and start another class of 10 so he can go from 10 to 20 again. You don't want these teachers to be discouraged. So, but the superintendent's got to be second milers. All right. Have a teachers and workers requirement sheet. Next, have them sign it every January. Start the year out right. Everybody on board? We're all on board. Hallelujah. Let's get with it. They purge themselves, really what happens here, not you. But then you have at the meeting, the weekly meeting, the superintendents meet with the pastor. The superintendents then, number 2, meet with the teachers. Then the general meeting takes place where I meet with the superintendents and the teachers all together. I teach the Sunday school lesson for the coming week. We've already handed out in the superintendent teachers meeting the Sunday school lesson. Here we go, Sunday week, okay? We've handed out, so they've got it in 2 weeks to be able to look at it. And then when the superintendents meet with their teachers, that's where all the reports are turned in. That's where we make sure the records you've got is a constant push and pressure, but make sure the records are up to date. God bless you. I hope this has been, I know it's been different having 3 weeks on a topic like this, but I don't think it hurts you. You're fine. But boy, this is the secret. All the great churches had a foundation of Sunday school and small Sunday school classes, departmentalized and graded. That way the building had something to sit on. 1969, Dallas Billington had 9,000 in Sunday school. Sunday school, 9,000. And he had small classes. Everything I've taught you here is exactly what he taught. Now that church doesn't exist today. Highland Park doesn't exist today. Forest Hills doesn't exist today. Emmanuel Baptist Church doesn't exist today. It doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. And all of them got away from Sunday school. They got away from soul winning. They got away from pastor-led church, a lot of reasons. But Sunday school was the reason that those great churches built such, God allowed them to build such great, it was built around the individual. The individual. The A bus route that Hammond ran 2025. That was the crazy students in the B and C, guilty, one of them. D that ran bus route, we were crazy, boy, 75 and 100 on the route. But I'll say this, when we got to church, we still had the small Sunday school classes. Had to. And it was a lot of work, but it was worth every bit of it. God bless you. Tomorrow is soul winning, boys and girls. You make sure you go soul winning. You make sure you lead people to Christ. And then you pick up your guests and visitors for Sunday morning. But I hope that this 3-week hiatus or pause here has been a blessing to you. And I hope you've learned something. God bless you. Have a great weekend.